I'm afraid this one, my inner fat man creativity is going to come out and really take hold.
I was going to say, with you being as much of a, I don't like the term foodie. I feel like that doesn't.
Yeah, me either.
I feel like that does a disservice because what would you consider the proper term for your love of the culinary arts?
I don't know. Probably just obsessed. Like I was telling you when I opened up the trust tree.
Mm-hmm.
I will literally sit down and watch 18 minutes in silence of a Korean person making an American food in like their own thought process and image. Like I find something very.
I do like those. It's the street vendor ones, the ones you were talking about, right? Where like it shows you how they make stuff. Like the one, and I'm sure you've seen these. I'm going to say ones you've all seen. The one where they make like the exploding popcorn inside the pressurized container, and then there's one where they do like these little quail eggs in all these. It's like a mold, but it's heated up, so they'll take butter, and they always use the biggest fucking things of butter.
Yeah,
like they're huge. It looks like a block of cheese.
Just buy it from commissary.
Yeah,
and then
they would put butter on this mold. I'm going to say, hang on.
Bless you.
Excuse me. And then they would individually crack these quail eggs, and there would be like 50 of them per thing. And then they would literally take a set of chopsticks and flip each egg inside the individual ones. Like just the skill.
It's so satisfying to watch. It's to me like my two probably weird. Well, I got a lot of fucking weird stuff, but between like making knives, pottery and ceramics, and then cooking. Those are three things where when I watch them, it's like watching a painter paint. Like watching a chef in the kitchen do everything and time everything correctly. It's just, to me, mesmerizing. I love it. It gives me new ideas to cook at home. Whenever I see something, I usually want to try it. And it's probably MacGyvered me into being able to just make munchies out of nothing.
All right, so that is going to be our one-on-one today. And hopefully you guys, I know we've come out with a few of these, and they're kind of going to be on random topics, but they're like get to know yous, and honestly, we do it basically because the conversations are fun, and we find out just kind of cool little things about each other and get to revisit some cool topics. So,
and it's a palate cleanser. Everything,
yes.
A lot of the stuff we get into is deep. So
yes.
For you, it's a palate cleanser. For us, it's a major palate cleanser.
Imagine doing research on like a depressing topic for a week, and then you get to actually talk about fun stuff. So that's kind of what it is. It's as much for us as it is for you. So we're going our top 4. Now, is this just overall munchies? Is this late night munchies? Or is this just favorite things to eat when you're stoned?
I think munchies has to involve marijuana.
Okay.
It has to be a split decision, whether it's when you're sitting on the couch and you're all sunk in, but you know that you're hungry, so you start thinking about, like, trying to remember categorically in your brain what's in the pantry, what's in the fridge. I have 15 minutes. How can I make this 15 minutes into something where I can eat it and it's delicious?
I need absolute silence in the house. How do I get something to snack on that's not going to make any noise? That's one of my big ones. Is
chip bags out.
I can still know because it's downstairs. I can still do chip bags, but it's like I don't want to be clanging a pot or pan. So if I get like a hair up my ass, I want something specific. I'm just like, it's got to be already made.
Yeah. All right, we'll do the proverbial flipping of the Zin can. Call it in the air. You didn't call it.
Oh, I thought you were. You called the last one. Okay, I'll flip it again. Heads. Okay. I want you to go first again.
Okay. I'm going to start off.
Yeah, you got 4, so it's not in any particular order.
No. I'm going to start off very basic, though. Very easy. Chips and salsa or chips and queso.
Okay, do you have a specific brand you want to shout out? Because salsa varies so much. It takes a very specific, because like, this is why I always say this. This is why I love doing these, because you get into the details.
Yeah.
Salsa, man. You get salsas that are more pico-based, salsas that are more sauce-based. Then you get the salsas that everything is minced up so much it's its own salsa.
More of like a restaurant salsa.
I love that. I love it when it's just minced up so much that it's that. I don't like chunks.
Yeah.
I like the minced salsa. So what's your salsa? What kind of chips do you like? Do you like rounds, tortilla, white corn, yellow corn?
My
Paint me a
ones
picture
for those two would be I love corn and black bean salsa. I like a little bit of, you get a little crunch of the corn, you get a little smoothness in the beans. It's just a very nice, kind of good
So
combination.
not a traditional salsa.
No, not a traditional. My second one would be that very fine blended, like a restaurant salsa that you would get if you go out. Not like a pico cut where everything's kind of rough. Something with a little bit more vinegar in it. That's probably my favorite takeaway is the vinegar.
Okay.
If you can get good vinegar, it's great. And then I don't remember what the bags are. They're the paper bags.
Oh, Mission.
Mission, yes. The Mission Rounds.
Okay.
The Mission Rounds are the most versatile tortilla chip because you can use them in a nacho where everything can kind of lay flat on them.
I feel like the rounds are the most strategically strong of the chips.
Yeah.
There's something about the round shape because you go to enter in a triangle, you're entering in usually one edge. So you're hanging on and it's going to break at the skinny side. Or if you're holding the skinny side to get the most wide coverage of the salsa, chances are that you're going to snap it where you're holding it where it's skinny. Rounds, you got that strength everywhere.
Well, and rounds are very analog because going along with this one-on-one, if you have the munchies and you just need something quick and you break open the jar and you're just going at it from bag to jar, just like an animal, just like a dirty pig that can't get anything else out.
They can't bother to pour himself
Yeah.
something out.
Yep. The tortilla chips are somehow always just a little bit bigger than the top of the glass jar to the point where you either have to snap one
That's
off,
true.
or bite off a little chunk, where the circle, you're going circle and
Depends
circle.
on too. If you're using anything that like comes in your standard like pace jar, I don't know what they're doing there. Nothing fits in there.
No.
What do they want? They want you to pour it. You know what they want? They want you to pour it into a bowl. And what they want you to do is they want you to overestimate how much you're going to, so that you pour a little bit more. Then guess what you do? That last little bit at the bottom, you're not pouring that back into the salsa. That goes to get rinsed out in the sink. Guess what? You just wasted salsa. Now you got to go buy more paste salsa. Maybe it's this marketing thing.
It could be that, or it could be just Big Chip in their pocket saying, we have a little bit salsa left in that bowl.
Goddamn
You're
salsa
gonna have to eat more
conspiracy.
chips."
Fucking big salsa and big
It could
chip.
be- yeah, big salsa and big chip. You get a little bit of the sweet, a little bit of the vinegary mixed with the salsa. You get the very comforting crunch. To me, it's something that you can just sit down and eat and eat and eat. I've never cleared, I think, a full jar, but I would say like those little Tostitos, like mini ones, I could clear one of those if I was just very high and had a
Gotcha.
full bag of chips. Especially fresh chips. I don't mind stale chips, but if you can just crack the bag open and let all that air out that you paid for but don't get to do anything with, it's almost worth it because those chips are so fresh.
Hell yeah. I want chips now. All right. I'm going to go with this one's been a staple with me for a while. I'm going to go with the Mott's fruit snacks
Yeah, dude.
that come in, but I like them when they come in. I buy them for the kid. But I think I eat more of them.
Do you get the Costco one that has like
100 bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 100 bags in it. So I do, like, at night, I'll limit myself to 2 bags. So depending on how I'm feeling, how long I'm going to be up, I either do 2 bags at a time, grab them, crack them both open, pour them on my lap, make myself a little blanket bowl or a little bowl with my shorts.
This is going to be a weird question. Do you separate them by flavor?
No, the flavors that usually come in them are, and I like them all.
Yeah.
So it's just like the grape ones, the apple ones that I think are actually a cherry that look like an apple.
The red, yeah.
Yeah, a strawberry.
Mott's are the ones with the
pineapple.
carrot, aren't they?
One of them is the carrot, and the carrot's fucking delicious.
Probably the
It's
best.
not carrot.
Probably the best.
Yes. What's hilarious is every time I ask the boy for one when he's eating them, he hands me the carrot one.
Hell
he
yeah.
will dig in it and because he doesn't like them. Because he's looking at it. He's like, "You're not giving it a chance. You're letting the look dictate how you're tasting it." The carrot ones are good.
I separate my fruits and then I eat them in a certain order.
Do you have like a weirdly regimented like snacking? Like, what am I trying to say? Like almost like a snack routine that you'll do. Doesn't always have to be the same, but like I feel like it's weird to say, but I feel like I have like a weird snack like routine.
moods? Mine are more like moods. If I know that I want something sweet, and I'll get very obscure with these next couple picks just because there's some just weird shit that I've found that I just truly enjoy. But it'll either be like a fake sugar desire, a real sugar desire, a very salty desire, or something like a cheesy, we were talking about that white cheddar popcorn that they do, the big black bags. that shit can get eaten all day long.
Because it's so light. There's no weight to the bag either.
Oh, and it's called smart food, so it
Yeah.
makes you feel like you're doing something okay for
Yeah.
yourself. They just don't mean smart to eat the whole bag.
Yeah. So yeah, with my Mott's, I'll either, depending on, sometimes I'll go 2 at a time. I'll grab one pouch and then in between the two, because I mean, there's not a lot in them.
No,
not. And honestly, man, I feel the pouch.
Yeah.
I don't just grab a
There's
pouch.
some that are lighter than
I'm not
others.
taking one that has 6 in it when there's one that has 10 in it. I'm not doing. I paid for them. I'm getting the ones with
Yep.
So
You're not charging rent.
no. So I'll eat one and then maybe I'll have a couple. This isn't in the top 4, but it's honorable mention. Lifesavers, Cream Savers, or Werther's Original, the sugar-free ones. And so I'll take a couple of those, give myself a little just non-eating break. And if you're someone that I get snacky as shit, and I will eat late at night, and that is not good. That's half the reason why I have to get my ass on the freaking echelon bike, is because of the damage I did the night before. Like, I'm trying to calculate how many fruit snacks I had. And I'm like, how long do I have to ride? But here's a pro tip for you. Get yourself some cream savers, some sugar-free, just like sugar-free. What do you call this? Something that you suck on. Don't make a bad joke out of it. I'm just saying. What do you like? What's the technical term for something like that? Like a Lifesavers or a Werther's? It's
I think it's just a hard candy.
hard candy.
A lozenge, I think, is more
is the one
medical.
more sick.
Yeah.
Hard candy is what you're okay. Yep. Yeah, you can suck on one of those for like 20 minutes and you feel like you're eating something because you got constant flavor in your mouth.
Peppermint feels like you're up in the Alps.
Yeah.
You're just right there in the middle of a snowstorm.
Get something you like.
Not bad.
All right, do you want me to go next? Oh yeah, we'll alternate kind of like draft style.
So number 2.
No. I'll do my number 2. We'll go
snake
like
draft.
Yeah, snake
Okay.
draft. This one's newer. It's not a classic. It is True Fruit.
The
Yeah, I'll specify. So the True Fruit, it's the dark chocolate and white chocolate frozen covered raspberries. So it's like a frozen raspberry dipped in white chocolate. After that dries, dipped in dark chocolate.
for health.
Yeah.
For health reasons.
For heart. I get them at Costco. They're not, and the thing is they're not like cheap. They're like $12 a bag.
So Costco pulled the hardest bait and switch on ever, because the girlfriend loves the raspberry ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I don't like the strawberry ones because it's
you don't
strawberry
like
and milk chocolate.
Oh, buddy. The strawberry ones are where it's at.
Okay, here's
But when we first went there, the first time we got them, they were on sale for like $6.99.
you're talking about the ones in the pink bag, the strawberry and chocolate. Yes.
Well, the raspberries were the first ones that we saw at Costco.
Those are the first ones they came out with.
And those were the ones that were on sale, I'm sure, because it was a new product.
I started getting them when they were on sale too. And I think and then one time I looked up at the price. I was like, because I was buying them two bags at a time.
Yep.
And I finally looked up. I was like, oh shit! And by then I was already hooked. So I just bite the bullet.
It's just it's an expense at that point that you're willing to make because they are that good.
Here's a weird thing too. I never used to like dark chocolate, and I don't know if it's the combination of the dark chocolate and the white chocolate, because you don't feel like there's a lot of white chocolate on it. I don't know if it's that, but when I had COVID, I have certain things that haven't come fully back as far as taste goes, and I don't know, but milk chocolate tastes weird to me. Dark chocolate tastes more normal. So I don't know if like I don't have like it kind of killed like the bitterness taste, but I don't know. But I also think you get the bitterness that's kind of the chocolate, but then you get the sourness of the raspberry. I'm sitting here just like daydreaming about this right now.
I'm going to give you something that's probably going to shake you up, and you might have to just make it happen.
Go ahead.
So this was a high invention. This was a very high invention. And it was a very high invention after a very heavy, salty dinner. We have those, and we have the Hawaiian flavored crescent rolls that you unroll and then you cook.
Okay.
You take the true fruits out, you crush them up while they're frozen. You sprinkle them on the croissant.
Okay.
And then you roll them up and cook them.
Okay.
So when you cook them, every bite that you get, you're going to have chocolate in it, white chocolate, and you're going to have raspberry. All in a delicious...
When you first started talking about a Hawaiian roll, that sounded completely crazy. I'm like, what are you doing mixing it? But now that I'm thinking of it as like a sweet pastry.
Yeah, it's a game changer.
I would love to, I just don't know if I have that kind of time when I'm in that condition.
It's 12 minutes.
I know what you're saying. So where do you get the Hawaiian crescent rolls at?
You just get them at the store.
Okay.
Yeah, they're right above the biscuits up there.
And then they're the ones that roll out flat. They're the triangles.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you just crush it up so you get a nice fine little chunks.
I'm actually writing this down.
You sprinkle them on, you roll them up, they puff up, you get some color on them. Oh, buddy.
Do you see? I'm going to get into this on you. Do you brush the top once you roll them up with anything?
A little bit of butter.
A little bit better.
It just browns it up a little bit more. And this is also the things that you can do with them.
See, this needs to be premeditated preparation.
Yeah.
Yeah, this can't be spur of the moment.
That's why I shop high. I'm always looking for
you're out
something
here
extra.
playing chess.
You get a little cream cheese
I was
and
gonna say,
marmalade. You
are out here
sprinkle that
playing
in there.
3D chess.
And call back from how high. Study high, take the test high, get high grades.
I don't plan on being back in school anytime soon, but all right, what do you got for your second?
Yeah, my second, I'm just gonna let the weird fly at this point. No, actually I'll say that for 3. Second, I'm taking Uncrustable from the freezer.
Are you letting it thaw?
No. Pop it in the microwave for like 15 seconds. Just get a little bit of movement in there. I guess you do keep Uncrustables in the freezer, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you take it out, you heat it up a little bit, but you don't let it get full thawed.
Okay.
You get...
Because that's what you're supposed to do is when you want an Uncrustable. This is...
I don't have kids, so I don't know.
No, I know.
I can't... Once I get an Uncrustable out, I don't have enough patience to wait.
That's what I'm saying.
Thawed.
That's the fundamental flaw of the Uncrustable. I personally do like Uncrustables.
Yeah.
But the simple fact is an Uncrustable, it is easier to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich than to get an Uncrustable. Unless you've planned for the future with the Uncrustable, because you have to set it out and let it thaw. It's supposed to thaw all the way through. It doesn't take a whole long, but if you're trying to feed a kid, no, you make a sandwich. The Uncrustable, I feel like, is better when your kid's in school because you throw it in a lunchbox.
Yeah.
It thaws throughout the day. Or if you're an adult, because then you do know either you can have the wherewithal
to
pre-plan, or like you're saying, like a fucking animal, you can microwave for 15 seconds, then bite into icy cold peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, well, and sometimes you screw it up. Sometimes it's a little too hot, but it's still worth it. Or sometimes you don't do it enough, and you're just sitting there gnawing on an Uncrustable, but it's always going to be good.
Do they make multiple flavors of Uncrustable? Strawberry and grape, I'm guessing.
Strawberry and grape, yes, but they also do a peanut butter and honey. And peanut butter and honey is great. But maybe an unpopular opinion, my favorite part of the Uncrustable is where the bread is pressed together. There's something about...
Like the part that would be the frills on a tortellini?
Yeah, the pressings on the outside where they combined everything.
Do you like this from an engineering standpoint, or is this a taste thing?
I think it's just a taste thing. It's like when you get a piece of French bread and you eat the outside.
So
of the
your favorite part of the Uncrustable is probably like your last 3 bites, because if you can work yourself down into kind of a crescent moon situation.
You bite it into the crescent and then you go from one side to the other. But this is where I think these companies have failed, because just like the Mott's, like you were talking about, they need to make adult bags of Mott's. They need to make adult-sized Uncrustables. Like, don't make me feel like a piece of shit because I pulled out 2 Uncrustables because I knew it was going to be a 2 Uncrustable time. Give me one bigger Uncrustable. Give me an adult size. Give me an XL.
It's the Capri Sun thing. It's the classic Capri Sun argument. And at one point, didn't they?
Capri Sun, I think, did try.
Yes, they made big pouches, but they weren't. They still weren't big enough.
And it's just not the same.
I need maybe they were 12 ounces. I don't think they were 12 ounces.
It's different. It's in a packet. It doesn't feel the same.
And it's with the straw. You're drinking it so fast, and it's so good.
You're squeezing it at the same time.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Those things do not stand a chance.
There has to be some sort of a niche market where they can start making stuff for adults like this.
I don't know
if we
why
grow up with it.
Why haven't they just started making Capri Sun? Like, you can buy Gatorade in a powder. You can buy Powerade in a powder. Like, you can buy Crystal Lights, almost anything in a powder now.
There is something cool about the pouch.
There is, but what I'm saying is that I don't care if you charge me $27 for the powder Capri Sun and it makes, however much. Charge me for it. You make a good product, you deserve to get paid for it. What I'm saying is just make it to where I can drink it how I want to drink it. Out of a pitcher in the fridge.
Don't portion size me. I might need a little bit more. And what happens if you need 1.5? You're getting 2. You can't just let it sit. You could have been the cool kid at the lunch table too and turned it upside down and stabbed it.
On the off chance, man, I've run into, personally, me, I've never left a Capri Sun wounded soldier.
No, you can't.
The kid has left Capri Sun wounded soldiers, and I got to pick up these Capri Suns that have been left outside, and there's like a third of it or a half of it, and it's warm, and I'm like,
it's probably become a little alcoholic at that point.
I'm like, I can't drink. I'm like, I can't drink you. I'm not an animal. It's hot outside, but I'm like, this could have been avoided. Had I been able to portion this out, put some ice in it,
yeah,
I could have saved this Capri Sun. I can't do anything with it now.
You remember the weird kids at lunch in grade school that would like lay them down flat and then stab them in the middle so they could just sit flat and drink it weird? Like, you could put that straw into anywhere. That thing was sharp as shit. You could stab it into any part of that Capri Sun and it would still work out just the same.
Stab it from the bottom.
Yeah.
Drink it that way.
Yep.
Pick your poison.
Yeah. Choose your own adventure.
All right. We're on 3 now, right?
This is your second.
Nope, I went frou-frou. So now it's back to snake draft. Back to you.
God, snake draft always gets me.
I know.
Every single time.
It's hard when it's two people.
All right, I'm getting weird with it. I'm going back to the freezer, but this time, like I say, getting weird. I'm going mandarin orange cups. Like the little clear mandarin orange cups that come in syrup.
Oh, yep.
You put one of those in the freezer for 2 hours. And again, maybe this is just me always getting prepped for Munchies because I know myself. Pop a couple of those bad boys in the freezer. You get them just to the point to where the orange segments are frozen. So you have something to suck on. You also have something to bite on. You get a little bit of the slush from the gross syrup that's delicious but really bad for you that they put in there. And it's like a little, not a smoothie. It's like an icy almost.
A little sweet treat.
Yeah.
A little
like
cold,
I say,
sweet treat.
You're popping these little mandarin sections in your mouth.
But you feel better about it than eating ice cream.
Oh, absolutely.
Because like this is fruit.
Yeah, there's still. I don't think about what the sugar content in the syrup is as I'm slurping it down.
Because you know what? It's that natural sugar, baby. It's that natural fruit sugar, baby.
It gives you kind of like you were talking about with the hard candies. There's something in your mouth to suck on that's constant flavor. You're breaking it down to where you're going to be able to eat it soon, and it's going to be delicious, and it's going to give you that nice little cold sensation down your esophagus. Yeah,
Daddy likey. All right, I am going with. And this may be because I just had it and it still sounds so good and it was so delicious. I'm going with that movie theater popcorn, not that take home movie theater butter stuff. I'm going with that authentic movie theater popcorn with that ranch shaker seasoning on it.
A little bit of butter to make sure it all clings.
Oh, it doesn't stick. I'll give you a proven point to that. So I went to see a movie last night and the small popcorn is good for one person, even if you're stoned. The thing is there's got to be a better way of getting butter down to these lower levels of popcorn. I've seen the tricks about the straw and all that kind of stuff. But here's
happy you said that.
But here's the thing.
I hate straw people.
Because here's the thing. Like, what do you know, it doesn't really work. I know what you're thinking it does, but you're literally just pinpointing a little blobs of butter and it just ends up in the bottom. How you don't do your butter like that, the initial butter on top of it, you don't just hold it and go blob in one spot, then move the popcorn. No, you're moving the popcorn like you're making a cone out of a soft serve machine. Yep. You got to turn it a little bit. You got to try to cover it all. But the popcorn is so full, God forbid you try to shake it a little bit.
It's going everywhere.
Yes, and all the popcorn you just put the butter on is now all over the counter in front of you and it's trash. So there are some people, and I think that this is a smart move. I don't do it because most of the time I don't want to miss the movie. I'm too comfortable in my seat and everything. There are people that once you get down about halfway, they'll run back out to the butter machine during the thing and put more butter on it.
Too much work.
It's too much, I know. So what they need to do is the employee needs to actually fill it halfway, throw some butter in. They used to ask you want butter? Yeah. They always butter. You know what? You guys go back to butter in it. I understand that some people may like an ungodly amount of butter. Pick a nice medium amount of butter. Do it halfway down. Put more popcorn on halfway down. Here's the other problem with the shaker stuff. Is when you get the shaker stuff on top of that, and what I'll do is I'll eat a layer of popcorn, more shaker stuff. Yeah. I have they sell them in the mini bottles, little individual ones. Which I swear to God, if you're doing that whole thing during one sitting of a movie, that's way too much sodium. You gotta keep that in your car, take that in. That should last you 3 or 4 movies.
Your heart attacks, Bill, if you're having that much sodium.
but like I'll go through a layer until I can't taste anymore.
Yeah.
Just pop the top off it and just shake it another layer down. Maybe shake it up a little bit more. So I probably do that over the course of like 4 or 5 times during the movie to get that stuff. Once you get down past about the first 2 layers of doing that, there's nothing for it to stick to. There's no butter. You're shaking it on dry popcorn and everything just ends up down at the bottom.
See, now you're giving me ideas. Now we're getting to the dangerous time. Make yourself a little clarified butter at home. If you were to get yourself one of those little spritz bottles.
I'm not even lying to you, before you even just said the clarified butter at home, all I thought it was, there's got to be a way for the theater to let you take the butter in with you.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to do that. So they make I can't believe it's not butter or parquet or whatever.
Yes, that stuff, exactly.
You just take that shit in with you but what you need it in is you need to have it in more of like a aerosol. So it sprays
like a
it
full
more.
fan spray.
Yep, and you're not getting just the spot shot kind of that comes out of those. If you can get it in that, make it about the size of, the little fragrance things you keep in your car that you can get from like
slide it in your pocket.
Bath and Body Works.
Yeah.
They're maybe like 3 ounces, but they're aerosol you can spray in your car. One of those with butter, you just spray. Somebody get on this.
That's gotta be. Maybe we
if anybody listening to this has the means or connections,
let us know.
Bump this up. We don't even want credit for this.
Yeah, I would
just make it happen. Make the world a better place.
That's a free idea. Just fix it. Okay, snake draft back to you.
Okay. My fourth. I feel like all mine are like clutch decisions, like in-game decisions. Like I got to audible and just find out like what's available. This is what I like to have on hand. The dried mango. I feel like I'm giving Costco a lot of advertising here. Shout out Costco.
Full of
not the Kirkland mango though.
No,
it's the stuff in the white bag.
Yeah.
Because the Kirkland stuff is super dry and it's like leathery. And then you get like
mango jerky.
Yeah, and you get like hard pieces. I don't like that. You got to get the pieces that are in the white bag, white and green bag. They're a little bit wetter. Is that the only way I know how to say it? They're moist.
Fresher.
These are moist, wetter, fresher pieces of mango. Do they have a little sugar on them, or is it just the natural?
Yep.
They got a little sugar on them.
A little bit of cane sugar usually.
Just a little bit. But you can even like stretch one of those pieces out for a while. You bite it. You kind of like suck on it for a little bit first. Then you bite it. Then you chew it up, and it's sweet. And you can even like, hey, if you want, maybe pop them in the fridge or the freezer. Ooh. Get those cold pieces. Freezer's going to make it last longer. Pro tip again, if you find yourself eating a lot of like chocolate, candy and stuff like that, freeze that shit. Do you know how much nicer it is? You freeze it, you get it out, take yourself a meat hammer, you put it in like a gallon baggie, you crush that thing up, and then you just eat frozen pieces, so then it lasts longer, and you can suck on them until they melt, then you...
Yeah, I just gnaw on a peanut butter cup like a child.
A dog?
Yeah. like a kid with no teeth teething. I just sit there and teeth on a peanut butter cup until it gets enough to where I can bite
like the tiny
off.
Individual GIF ones that they sell?
No, I'm talking the big boys. Like
a peanut... Oh, you're talking like a Reese's.
Yeah, Reese's.
Oh, I thought you meant like a cup of peanut butter.
Oh, no. That would be very much like a dog.
That's why I said like a dog. I like just a frozen peanut butter cup.
Hey, did you put my Kong in the freezer?
Yeah, I was gonna say Kong. Oh. God, yeah, that dried mango.
Trader Joe's also has a very nice dried mango.
Do they? Trader Joe's has good shit.
I
know it seems like kind of, what is it, like not yuppie anymore. It's,
no, you did this to me.
It's hippie, hipsterish-y.
Yeah, it's very hipsterish.
Yeah.
But they figured out the system where they do it exactly like Costco does. Costco does everything Kirkland from their buyers to make for their thing. Everything, damn near everything in Trader Joe's is Trader Joe's. They had the issue with the Mexican beer that was Trader Jose's that seemed a little bit out of the ordinary. But everything is their brand, but they're sourcing from places that have good quality stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's like that with everything. But the simple fact that they also have these like little niche things that you never feel like you could ever find anywhere else, that you're finding like this hidden gem that I saw on TikTok that 75 million people know about now. But yeah, that dried mango, get that. Maybe some raspberries, some blueberries. Make yourself a little fruit bowl. A little sour, a little sweet, a little tangy, a little sugar.
That's the big one. Sour and tangy feel like they're two of the better Munchie receptors.
All right, what do you got us for?
See, I don't know if I want to go just straight out of a bag or if I want to do like a dinner, like a quick Munchie dinner pitch.
All of my stuff has been out of bag. Hit me with dinner.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the very traditional French bread pizza.
See, but I don't think you do it traditional. I think I think this is one of those traditional. You say it's traditional because it's French bread pizza, but what do you? Paint me a picture of like how do you? If you were an artist, what colors are you using to paint this thing?
Okay, so I obviously start out with just a regular fresh loaf of French bread.
Do you have a preference on like?
Just usually the ones in the store, the fresh made ones, the fresh baked ones.
Okay.
Like we have the Albertsons ones.
But you don't. So not the garlic bread, but the French bread.
Just the French bread.
Okay, gotcha.
No, and then I make it myself. Cut it in half. Set the oven on broil. You go with a little bit of olive oil on it.
Do you take any of the bread out of it?
No. I like a good mush.
I was gonna say because like some of those you get some thick ass.
Well, and that's why you pre-toast it.
Okay.
That's why you pre-toast it so you got a little crunch on top, soft, and then crunch on the bottom. So
olive
oil, little garlic, little pepper, straight in there. You let it get to the
on
point.
broil.
Yeah, okay. So it gets all crunchy.
You need to like I'm watching you cook this. You're gonna have to like Julia Childs this.
Yeah. So you get that top just a nice little bit crunchy. Then you go in, and we for some reason always have not just like spaghetti sauce. We usually have pizza sauce because we make our own. Mm-hmm. So I go straight pizza sauce on there. Then you do a nice first little layer of mozz so you have something to stick to.
Okay.
This is where the MacGyver comes in because if we've had like meatballs that week or if I did like a pork loin, my favorite is doing a pork loin. And then after it's been cold, you can really cut it super duper thin so it gets crispy. You cut that down very, very thin. You cut them into little strips. You lay it on there. And then you go another little bit of cheese over the top.
Are you sticking with straight mozz the whole time?
Straight mozz, depending on what kind of meat it is. Like if it's like a prosciutto or something that's saltier, I'll do a little pomegranate molasses on there so you get the sweet with the salty. And then a little bit of Parmesan on that. And put it back in the oven at 350 for like 10 minutes.
So you're not using the pizza oven for that, or are you using the pizza oven for
No,
this?
just regular oven. Just get it to the point to where all the meat and everything is crisp. You get a little bit of brown in that cheese from where it's getting hard. And you pull it out, you cut it up into sections, and you do just a little ranch drizzle on it. It's the best.
What are your favorite? Are the end pieces your favorite? Because you going off what you said before, are you a crust guy? Is it just the uncrustable crust?
I think I'm middles. I'm mids.
Really?
When you're in the middle,
are you cutting this thing like salmon fillets where you're getting long, skinny?
Usually out of a whole loaf, like 5 pieces.
Okay.
I don't like the ends because I always know the next day when I ate French bread pizza because my mouth will be so torn up from those crispy butts that they're good. They're still great.
Hashtag
at the
crispy
time, they're
butts.
worth it. Yeah, I love crispy butt.
Make sure we hashtag crispy butts when you put this on.
It always tears up the roof of your mouth.
It's like a club sandwich.
Yeah.
Like a toasted club sandwich.
Yeah.
I don't know whoever came up with toasting club sandwiches when it's the triple tier. Why are you doing that?
Maybe just toast the one in the middle.
That's
just for that crunch.
If you're going to toast anything, do that because you're already having to compact everything. No one's mouth is that big. Come on, who the fuck are you?
No. I've turned into a very weird, like, if we make sandwiches at home, the bread's always got to be toasted. I can't. Raw bread just doesn't do it for me anymore. Like, peanut butter and jelly, something like that, yes, raw bread. You kind of have to. But if you're doing...
No, I get what you're saying. Because I was saying when you were talking about that, I was like, I got to have my peanut butter and jelly soft. In fact, because we refrigerate our bread,
yeah,
I have to pop it in the toaster for like 15, 20 seconds to get it nice and soft before you get that little crisp on it. And then just have that. But if it's an actual like sandwich, and I think the reason is because with an actual sandwich, you're wanting to put some condiments on that, not your standard like, regular condiments if you want to get fancy.
Yeah.
And that bread's going to absorb some of it, but you do also want it to hold together.
You don't want a mush center in the middle where your fingers are.
Or if it gets soggy, it starts pulling apart.
Yeah. You want something a little extra. So is that 4?
I think that's 4 each.
Okay. So honorable mentions, coming out of a bag, the guacamole Takis. Guacamole Takis are phenomenal. You can sit there and eat them left and right.
If I'm coming out of a bag, I got to go with if I had access to them at all times, which they need to find out a way to make this happen, Jimmy John's jalapeno chips.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Actually, I can flip this. So there's one brand. It's not the Tim's Cascade. Those are a little thicker and crunchier. Tim's did start making the thins, but it's not they don't put as much seasoning on them.
The kettle cooked ones?
Yeah, but the closest to the Jimmy John's are the Winco
Are they?
brand jalapeno. So I need to find out who the main manufacturer of that is, because it's not like what's the one that are like the
Miss Vicky's?
Miss Vicky's. Like those ones are weird jalapeno flavoring.
And usually I love Miss Vicky.
I know.
Love her long and hard.
Oh, all right. You got any other honorable mentions? Drink. Just off the top of your head. If you're gonna sit, it can be whatever you want. What drink could you sit there and just?
It's I don't remember the brand of it. Juice. It is orange pineapple coconut juice.
Okay.
I forgot what the flavor is, but it comes in the big plastic thing.
Okay.
Absolutely delicious.
Maybe a Langer's?
Yes, Langer's.
Is it
That's
Langer's?
Yeah.
Okay. Chocolate milk.
Don't you feel like it gets a little in your throat, though?
No. Like, I can just sit there and take these little tiny just sips of chocolate. Like, just sit there and you're almost just sitting there with the straw in your mouth. And every so often you're just doing the thing where you just take a little bit in. It's this nice chocolatey taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
It can last you a long time. Ice cold. Gotta be ice cold.
You can't do anything but ice cold for chocolate milk. It's got to be just right there.
Yep. Anything else? It's got to go two ways. You got to either be ice cold or you got to be hot chocolate. There's no middle ground there. No one likes it warm.
Tepid food, not great.
All right. Hey, by the way, guys, send us your favorite munchies. Socials are going to be up here in a second. DM us on any of them or send us a message or email.
Peace.
All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for making it through another episode and sticking with us. If you want to kind of follow up on the next upcoming episodes, get some teasers, Adam, can they get us on the Twitter?
You can get us on the Twitter. Our Twitter handle is historically high. That's historically HI.
Nice. And on the Instagram?
Our Instagram is historically high pod. That's historically high POD.
And what happens if your social media inept?
If you have any issues where you can't figure out social media, our email is historicallyhighpodcast@gmail.com.
We set up a landline.
Just in case.
You guys can go ahead and shoot us any question, comments, or even maybe suggestions for future episodes, something you guys want to hear.
Yeah, high thoughts, questions, anything like that. We're always open. We'll always get back to you.
Hell yeah, guys. See you on the next episode.
Peace.